Check, check. 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 Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are actually here at Manor. It was a long day for High Top Sports Network, running around the Commonwealth in Western Pennsylvania. Got caught up at Indiana Area High School. Some difficulties there getting the Indiana Freeport game on the air. Some internet issues, and those will very much delay you. Got to have those to stream these games, but right now we're up and running here at Penn Manor. As the final seconds tick away here in the second quarter, we'll try to get revenge for last year's 40-0 loss to these Comets. In the first half, we just recall Bruce Swartz, the senior quarterback, running wild on the Comet stand. We're trying to get some stats for you at halftime. We are at halftime. Shamokin 34. 18 West Shamokin leads as the teams head to the locker rooms. We are here on High Top Sports Network. The halftime show upcoming. We'll get to see as the teams head to the locker rooms. As I was running around crazy, I was getting some updates here from Penn's Manor from Steve Dave Horton. Right beside me, right in front of me. It's a very jam-packed press box here. Pennsylvania. My name is Josh Rutgers. Don't think I introduced myself just yet, but it's me, Josh Rutgers. Well, we're going to try and get the bands going here. We'll be right back. Thanks to Carson Boyer Funeral Home and Monuments, Phoenix Physical Therapy, Katanning and Rural Valley. And also, thank you to Armstrong Indoor Athletics, our sponsors for this evening's broadcast.
Drum majors, is your band ready?
Okay. That was different. Usually 20 today, 20 for the company. So I can, you know, when they try to. Out of my way, out of my way. Oh, is that right? Yes, I know, I wouldn't go to that.
Yeah, that free swap plays on it. But I think the reason to see Reed, so.
They depend. Oh, it's restarted?
Yeah, did last Wednesday. We moved him in Wednesday, and he started work Thursday. He's working at the Street for the Blind out of Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's good. Good.
Yeah.
Where do you live there?
It's where they're at. It's a real nice area. Like King's Rock is over here, Sheridan's over here. There's no like town right where they're at, but they're like minutes away from here, obviously. Stuff like that. So they're like, it's a gated apartment thing. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah. And then there's still nice. There's like a couple of industry, like they're just centers there. And there's a couple. Like, you can see about 8 of them.
Yeah.
They have them right, just right there. You don't hear it, but it's there. So there's no town or anything there because of that stuff. That's pretty good. And then they have like the maintenance. They have 2 maintenance guys 24/7. They have everything. In fact, the refrigerator's in there with me. They just moved in there, and Friday they set us up on the refrigerator. The maintenance guys Saturday came, new refrigerator and new stove because they said there was something with the stove. They just wanted to replace it too.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Where's she working? She always working.
It's a accounting firm. She's in the big silver building with that PPG one.
Oh,
She's working. That's where she'll be working at. Trying to work for like one of the top four.
that's good.
She hasn't started for another week.
No, I never
First of
did that.
September.
Well, maybe that's good. Give her a little time. She'll have to drive. She'll take something.
Reese basically up so he's driving there, but he's coming right down. So depending on what time she has to work, he'll come through, drop her off. But he said that school for the blind. He said it's a swimming pool. It's got the faculty has their own exercise room, weight room. Food wise, like he said, he doesn't that much. They feed the faculty, and it's a separate meal from what they feed the students.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like for the first job, he's gonna do well.
Yeah. And he's hoping once he gets settled in,
Like a lot last year, he was really good or something. Well, that's good. So yeah, so John will be around.
We'll see. You never know with those people.
I know.
They get more energy. I'll go down. Hey, I was looking. Well, I went down a couple Saturdays ago. Him and I were like,
Grab your cowboy hat, strap on your boots, and tie your lasso. This year's Pennsylvania Marching Band is taking you back to when the West was one. Our first piece sets the stage for the Wild West. The theme song from Lone Ranger was originally written by Italian composer Gioacchino Rossini and features in his famous opera depicting the Swiss ride to victory. Here is the William Tell Overture.
You get any food?
no, I never. I
You
didn't.
didn't miss it.
Oh, really?
I've been running here for six. Yeah.
Mr. Rowe during Mancat was like, he's like, you're a quarter and a half now. I'm like, no, God, all for it.
Yes, I am, because I'm supposed to be 20. And I'm like, yeah, this is way better.
Thanks. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is the theme to the 1966 film by the same name. The theme was composed by Ennio Morricone
and the film has won several awards and nods. We hope you enjoy the theme from the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. Should we do that to the trumpets?
You guys, remember if you go to YouTube, you'll see the English National Black Choir.
Popular in the early 2000s, Big Kenny and John Rich of Big and Rich released their hit Save a Horse. It reached number 11 on the U.S. Billboard U.S. Country Chart, and it was also featured in several ESPN commercials. Here is Save a Horse.
We're not allowed to say
The Penn Manor Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 50-50 is worth $335 for the blue ticket. To grab your tickets, $335. And the winning number 774 753. 774 753 on the blue ticket is $335, and you can collect your money up at the table by the front gate.
Right there. Unplug something? Oh, yeah. Definitely did.
Tenth Manor deferred to the second half and will be receiving the ball.
So I heard it's 14-7 United.
Yeah, I'm back here.
You got that now. Maybe there, I can't see that. This is bad.
I hear you. Oh, that froze the camera. Awesome. Jeez.
The Penn Manor Area School District and the Penn Manor Foundation wish to thank Marion Center Bank for being a business partner of the school district. Thank you, Marion Center, for our new lights for the football field. And they're also going to be getting the naming rights for the new press box on the opposite side. Thank you, Marion Center Bank. Penn Manor deferred to the second half and will be receiving the kickoff.
boys. Check, 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 check. All right. Got some sound here finally. Had the audio a little mixed up there after we got in, but it was a hectic start to this broadcast. In the second quarter, we finally got here. Dave Hartman and myself, Josh Reckengast, here on High Top Sports Network. Up and running now for the second half. West Shamokin on top 34-18. Penns Manor getting a late score there in the first half, at the end of the first half, to cut the lead from 34-12 to 34-18. And Lou Swartz, the senior quarterback for West Shamokin, doing most of the damage with his legs against these Comets. Wolves were hungry for revenge after last season, a 40-0 loss to Penns Manor. A lot of seniors from that great Comets team from a year ago have graduated and moved on, and West Shamokin trying to take advantage on the road here in week 0 and get themselves a victory to begin the 2023 campaign. Thanks to Carson Boyer Funeral Home and Monuments, as well as Phoenix Physical Therapy, Katanning and Rural Valley, and Armstrong Indoor Athletics, our sponsors for this evening's broadcast. Great sponsors. If you watch High Top Sports Network, you've heard those companies' names mentioned many times on the broadcast. They are very supportive of our mission, and one of the reasons that we can bring this broadcast to you free of charge, no matter where you're at. So a run up the gut here. Penns Manor, first possession of the second half. Number 14 for the Comets with the carry. And that will be... Oh, I got the giant roster right in front of me. Thanks, Dave. I'm fishing around for a little printout. I got a giant Penns Manor varsity football roster right in front of my face, so might as well just use that. So that was Dallas Leisure with the carry, gain of about 7 there on the first down carry. As I mentioned in that first half, I got stopped up at Indiana Area High School. A little reverse right there. It ends up in the hands of number 7, Carter Smith. And he's met and dropped close to the first down marker. Ezra Osterling with the tackle. Heard his name mentioned quite a bit today, Dave. Ezra all over the field. Apologies to Dave Hartman here. I wish I had another microphone, but I was running all over the place with 3 sets of equipment, and one of the sound mixers didn't have a power source, so apologies, Dave. I'm sorry about that. I feel bad. Little rollout, and it's nearly picked off right there. That throw, dangerous. And in and out of the hands of Derek Leibarger, the 5'9", 160-pound senior defensive back. Sometimes that's the worst place to hit a defensive back, is right in the hands. We saw that for many years as Steelers fans out of Ike Taylor. That guy probably dropped 40 interceptions in his career, and Leibarger drops one there. That was right to him. The rollout going against the grain there by Amin Leib, the quarterback. So that'll make it 2nd and 10 here. 9:26 left, third quarter. Stopped in the backfield. Good wrap up and drop. Braden Pytash brought down in the backfield by number 50 for the Wolves, Isaac Slay. And he slayed that play. Isaac Slay making a great penetration into the Comets' backfield. A big loss right there. A loss of about 4 yards there. 3rd and 14 now. Comets facing a long third down in their opening possession of this second half. Got 3 other games on the network tonight here in week 0. Armstrong hosting Valley. Freeport on the road at Indiana as Lee puts it up, just taking a shot down the field, and it's in between 2 Wolves defensive backs. Look like Osterling there in coverage along with number 23 for the Wolves. Is that a 23? Oh, that's a 33. And that is Henry Clark. That ball dropped in between them. I believe Lee just tossing it up right there, hoping the receiver would turn around and recognize the ball and make a play, but that'll lead to a punt here. Comets will boot it away. First possession of this second half. Wolves with a 16-point lead. Oh, punt there. And a fair catch called for at about the 20-yard line, maybe the 19. So number 33 for the Wolves. Henry Clark was on coverage in that third down pass play with Ezra Osterling. And Clark will call for the fair catch. And the Wolves will take over at their own 20-yard line. High Top Sports Network, Week 0 action. Coming to you live tonight, as mentioned. 4 games on the network. Armstrong hosting Valley, Freeport at Indiana, and Highlands on the road at Ambridge. We'll check some out-of-town scores for you here in a bit as Lou Swartz carries it up the middle. Not much of a gain. And right now in this second half, Swartz showed a bunch of explosiveness there in the first half, breaking some long runs as he is prone to do. And Joe Rhodes and I took Lou out golfing, did an interview with him on the golf course at Birdsfoot Golf Course, one of our great sponsors here on High Top Sports Network. And Lou, exact quote was, he's licking his chops waiting for this game. And there's Swartz again, just bullying his way forward. Takes 4 Comets to bring him down. Swartz near the first down marker. He's going to have it. Dave giving me the first down signal. Eagle-eyed Dave Hartman. Pointing it out. And Swartz just, relentless, just right up the gut. Well, it was kind of off left guard, it looked like a little bit, but, I mean, he's not afraid to push his way forward, Dave. He's been carrying guys with him for years. Lou, one of those guys that's been playing varsity ball since his freshman year. Feels like he's been around forever, but this is his senior season. Trying to pick up a win in Week 0. Swartz quick out to number 3, trying to turn the corner right there was Andrew Plavi. Dave says we got an 8-yard gain there. Swartz to Plavi. Let's just try and zoom this in just a little bit more, Dave. What do you think? Whoops, I'm going the wrong way, Dave. There we go. So a 7-yard pickup there on first down. Brings up a second and short 3 for the Wolves. Swartz in that pistol. Rarely see high school quarterbacks under center anymore, Dave. Swartz, big stiff arm just hanging on for dear life, but able to make the tackle. Dallas Leisure. Dallas Leisure going to get credit for that tackle. The initial contact looked like Swartz was going to stiff arm him away, but Leisure held on and able to bring the big Wolves quarterback down. And that turns what was a second and short 3 into a third and long 7 here. 5:53 left, third quarter. Wolves up 34-18 on the Comets. High Top Sports Network, Week 0 action. Swartz, little bubble, out. Nice move there. And getting free near the first down marker. He's going to have it, it looks like. Isaac Schreckengast. Little hit him with the hezzy, as my son would say. So Schreckengast picking up a first down right there. And that'll keep the clock moving for West Shamokin after the ball is respotted. And keep the chains moving for the Wolves here as they try to bleed this clock in the second half. Up by 16 here on the road in Clymer, Pennsylvania. Handoff 33 going outside, met by number 50. Right at the line of scrimmage, but slips it. And there goes Henry Clark. And they got a flag behind the play. Might be a chop block there, Dave. I'm not sure. Boy, what a move by Henry Clark, I'll tell you. Just kind of sliding out of that tackle. It's like when you used to fight with your little brother and trying to wrap him up high and he just slipped right out. Henry Clark with a nice run, but will it stand? It will not. That penalty going against West Shamokin, and that's going to push it back. So a nice run by Clark negated by a penalty. You see that, Dave? I'll just turn it a little bit for you there. Is that better? Kind of get a view. So that would have been a first down for Clark, and that's didn't see the call. Did you see what it was? It looked like it was behind the play down here. I got another flag out as well. Let's see what happens here. Still haven't gotten an actual penalty call, have we, Dave? So hold on, the Wolves will push it back. So we got first and 18 from the West Shamokin 35-yard line. Swartz in the pistol. Looks like Clark to his left. Oh, and that's going to be a procedure penalty as they were trying a little bubble screen to Ezra Osterling. So the Wolves moving backward right now. Another penalty, illegal shift, I believe. Well, they're going to call an offsides. And back we go another 5 yards. So West Shamokin going to have a first and 24.
First and 24 on the 30.
Not necessarily how you want to start out. Especially they were moving a little bit, got a couple first downs there in succession. So now Swartz, first and 24. Looking at the clock, 4:36 left here, third quarter. Swartz. Oh, and there's a hit on the exchange and stood up in the backfield was Clark getting in there beautifully. Yeah, Carter Smith, I believe. Yeah, another loss there. So West Shamokin going straight backwards. So second and 25 as we roll under 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. Swartz, all kinds of time. Flushed out of the pocket by the big man, number 75. Swartz throwing on the run, and that was nearly picked off by Dylan Kuzemchak. Kuzemchak. Let's say it correctly. I should have waited for the public address announcer there, Dave. That's usually a pretty good rule of thumb is to wait for the PA announcer. He'll get you the Zemchak. So a long third down here for the Wolves. Third and 25, 3:48 left, third quarter. West Shamokin up. There's a flag comes out right after the snap. Swartz breaking a couple tackles, but drugged down by the ankles. Amin Lieb shaking up a little bit. And Amin Lieb limping off the field. I thought actually when he came down, Dave, you ever tackle a guy by the ankles and the spikes get right up under your shoulder pads, right into the solar plexus? That's kind of what I thought happened, but it looked like Lieb was favoring that might be a cramp. I'll tell you what, I'm surprised we haven't seen more players go down with cramps so far tonight. It is humid, sticky, muggy, gross. It's a late, hazy August evening. And Lieb definitely down with a cramp, getting that worked out. So fourth down for the Wolves. Yeah. Well, Armstrong plays Aliquippa next week. And last year's meeting between the Quips and the Riverhawks, there were cramps galore on the Quip side. Swartz, big boot, pounds it. Good punt by Swartz. Beats the return man. Good roll. Picked up around the 15. And trying to go all the way to the other sideline, but caught.
Flags on the play.
And flags, but a big boot there by Swartz. Taking out some frustration on that punt. And that was a boomer. He kicked that from the 28. And so the 28 to the 15, that's 35 plus 22. 57-yard punt there by Swartz. Well, I don't. How many of those does he have in his leg? It's tough to beat the return man in high school. But you know what? Lou Swartz just a phenomenal all-around athlete. You look at him, you'd never think that he has some of the stickiest hands. You know, when his brother Bo was the quarterback here at West Shamokin, Lou played wide receiver. And in their playoff loss to Portage a couple years ago, Lou had 4 touchdown catches, and they were all incredible. And then, you know, he's right around 6 feet tall. He can dunk. He can lift just inhuman amounts of weight for a kid his age. And he's going to try it again. That one, more of a sky punt. That first one was a line drive, but still pushed back to the 35. Is the return man, makes a couple men miss and stop around the 40-yard line there. I'm kind of in a corner, so I didn't see a number on the return. I'm watching Dave's camera work, trying to watch this and that at the same time. Once we get a chance to take a break, we'll check in on our other games here on High Top Sports Network this evening. As mentioned, Armstrong hosting Valley, Freeport at Indiana, and Highlands making the trip over to Ambridge. Get some scores here for you once we get an opportunity to take a look at those games.
Number 10's the ball carrier.
Oh man, that ball came out. It's loose, and Ezra Osterling tries to fall on it, pops out, and the ball's still loose. Does West Shamokin have it? And they do. The Wolves regain possession. Well, I'll tell you right now, that ball out there is sticky and dewy and just impossible to really get a handle on, Dave. You know, it's tough. You got to see. You know, you've played football. This time, you didn't. Well, you never played in the backyard around this time of night. It's tough to hang on to. Dave, you're a giant man. I can't believe you didn't play football. I actually went to work. You went to work? Well, that's no fun. You got all your life to work. That's what I tell my kids. But sometimes circumstances being as they are, you got to put down the ball and bat or football or basketball or whatever. Oh, yeah. Backyard football. So here's Clark. He's going to find the edge, get around some Comets, up over midfield, and he is popped out of bounds right around the Penns Manor 40-yard line. Well, I mean, I'm not surprised both of them going down with cramps right there. It looks like Carter Smith down and Clark after that run. Both of them were hobbling toward the finish line like a couple of beat-up racehorses. And immediately down to get those cramps worked out. Smith and Clark. So they're going to take an official's timeout while the young men get those cramps worked out. And that'll give us an opportunity to check out some out-of-town scores right now. Maybe. I don't know why the Highlands Ambridge scoreboard isn't up. That's problematic.
Updated score in the Heritage Conference, River Valley 13.
Not sure.
Belmont Township 7, end of the third quarter.
And we'll slide her on over to Freeport, Indiana. 20-0. Little Indians on top of the Jackets in the fourth quarter. Eric Westendorf and Wayne Greiser on the call over in Indiana, about 20 minutes away from here, unless you take my GPS. It took me through the woods of Indiana County to get over here from. I was very scared that I wasn't going to end up where I was supposed to end up. It seemed to, GPS says quickest route, and I mean I was on gravel roads by myself, but we came out on the right road. Oh, yeah, I didn't get any gravel roads. I was blacktop the whole way. Well, like I said, you take my GPS.
I don't think there's any tolls on the way from Indiana to here, but it avoids tolls as well. So 20-0. Freeport trailing Indiana. So you can check that game out on the network. And the Riverhawks and Valley Vikings. Wow, 49-0 Armstrong. Not a big shocker there. I think it was about 42-0 when Caden Olson left the game in the early third quarter last year at Valley. Dave and you and I did that game with the giant computer, and I had to find a keyboard in the maintenance closet. That was fun. Oh boy, high snap right there. Gets over Swartz's head. It bounces. And Swartz comes up with it, but a struggle for it there with Dallas Leisure.
Picked up by Schwartz.
49-0 Riverhawks in the third quarter there. Joe Rhodes and Sam Goldberg on the call. And we got a player down here. I'll just turn this way. So player down there, I believe, for the Wolves, number 35 for West Shamokin. Getting some treatment on the field is Jaden Klanowski. So, boy, we don't have any close games. I mean, who knows with Highlands and Ambridge. I don't know why there's no score up there, but.
Week 0, working out the bugs yet.
Well, it is a new scoreboard program. Supposed to be kind of like more uniform. We're trying to have these uniform scoreboards up here. You got your sponsors, and then the fonts and the numbers and everything are supposed to be uniform. Well, you got to turn it on.
Yeah, that helps.
Maybe we'll get a look at the scoreboard somehow at that Highlands Ambridge game. The Bridgers, what a mascot. The Ambridge Bridgers. That's we played a basketball scrimmage down there when I was in high school. The only time I've ever been to Ambridge.
Kids I've ever been there.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've been to Climber.
I've been to Climber quite a few times, done quite a few basketball games.
I thought you guys did some basketball over here. Not used to this area.
So we know our out-of-town scores. Well, most of them.
It's a loss of 14 on the play. Brings up second down and 24.
Kind of surprising there, Freeport being shut out by Indiana. That I wouldn't have called that one.
No.
Freeport did lose a lot from last year, though. I mean, they lost a bunch. But here in our game, getting ready to get back to the action. Wolves and Comets, late third quarter, week 0, 2:31 left in the third quarter. Second and 24 for Penns Manor. Or excuse me, for West Shamokin. Swartz up the middle, steps over a man, takes a couple guys for a ride, and pretty good gainer right there, Dave, about 8 yards. So back into Penns Manor territory are the Wolves. They got down there when Clark broke that big run, but
seems like that was a long time.
I know, it feels like it. So Swartz actually picked up 9 on that run, makes it 3rd and 15. Under 2 minutes to play here, third quarter. Swartz, quick out right there, leads his receiver nicely, but going down to his knees right there. Unable to stay up. Andrew Plavy unable to keep his footing, and once you go down, after you have the ball, you're done in high school.
Kind of looked like he tried to make his turn before he had the ball in his hands.
Well, on those little tunnel screens, Lou Swartz is throwing to a spot, and it's Plavy's job to get there, and it seemed like he was trying to get his feet set to make a move before he had possession of the ball. So Swartz will punt again for the Wolves. Under 1 minute to play here in the third quarter. Swartz, another good boot right there, and well over the head of the return man and into the end zone for a touchback. Lou Schwartz. It didn't even look like he tried right there.
Ball goes into the end zone for a touchback.
It was a 45-yard punt, no return. But the touchback will bring the ball out for Penns Manor.
Penns Manor will set up 1st and 10 on their own 20.
Got the Penns Manor cheerleaders right down in front. Pretty big cheerleading squad for the Comets. Making some noise all night, keeping this Penns Manor crowd engaged and fired up.
First and 10 for the Comets on their own 20.
1st and 10 for Penns Manor at their own 20. Clock is moving. And the handoff right there to Dallas Leisure.
14, the ball carrier.
That's a few.
Dallas Leisure. Stop made by number 50. 59.
Yeah. And we got another man down, so maybe I spoke those cramps into existence.
Yeah, I think so. Second half starting to come out.
Well, we heard in the press box here, player that was down was holding his elbow, so hopefully everything all right there. And I don't have a 40 on that roster. Oh, it's for West Shamokin down. I didn't see that. Caleb Kimmel, but getting back to his feet right now, so good sign there. Oh, nice round of applause for Kimmel as he makes his way off the field. 28.1 seconds left here in the third quarter. West Shamokin Wolves leading 34-18. Week 0, Dave, can't believe it's already football season. Seemed like summer just flew right past. I know. You know what? Did you see on the High Top Sports Network Awards that the game of the year was the Armstrong South Fayette shootout win for the Riverhawks? That was a fun hockey game, but that's like one of the ones that we didn't do.
Yeah, I know.
We got to see some pretty good hockey action down at the Belmont, though.
Oh, yeah.
Do it again this year. Riverhawks coming up short in their bid for a Penguins Cup. Lost to Penn Trafford, who they had dominated earlier in the year, but just couldn't find it in that Penguins Cup game. But I'll take being hot, sweaty, and sticky over my frozen feet in the Belmont.
And I'm the total opposite.
I know.
Amazing in that place.
18, West Shamokin 34.
So that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter here on High Top Sports Network. West Shamokin leads Penns Manor 34-18. We're going to head to the fourth quarter. And the fourth quarter is sponsored by Carson Boyer Funeral Home and Monuments. They have been serving the Rural Valley community, for many, many generations. Fine establishment, great people out there. Brian Myers just had a birthday. My fellow Katanning class of 1996 graduate classmate. Brian and I grew up together, played a lot of baseball against each other growing up. And he runs the show out there at Carson Boyer. Great guy, huge sponsor, not just of West Shamokin Athletics or of High Top Sports Network. He spreads it around all over Armstrong County. Brian is a heck of a guy, and we certainly appreciate him being a sponsor with us since day one. I mean, Brian and Carson Boyer, those are the type of people that we pride ourselves on retaining because they are good folks in the community.
First and 10 for the Comets on their own 30.
So Penns Manor will start with the ball here in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Lead with a handoff. Number 23 breaks 2 tackles, and he's got some room. And that is Braden Pytash up the sideline and finally pushed out of bounds.
Finally
Pytash showing some
Big gainer for the
spark right there, Dave. He broke those couple of tackles right around the line of scrimmage and just took off. Pytash throwing it into overdrive and getting to that far sideline and picking up a big gainer. And that's going to be
Takes
a
it down to
gain
the
of
39-yard line.
31 yards for Pytash.
On the Wolves 39.
34-18 Wolves, but a big play right there by Penns Manor. Let's see if Comets can use that. Gain some momentum here in the fourth quarter as they try to make a comeback down 16. Rolling is number 7, Carter Smith, and he is eaten up by Lou Swartz in the backfield. See who else was in there for the Wolves. Looked like number 15, Derek Leibarger, also in on that tackle, Dave, and that's exactly what you want to do. After a team hits a big play against you, push them right back.
Leibarger on the stop. The loss was 7. Second and 17 from the 46.
So a long second down here for the Comets. Second and 17. Lieb gets everybody moving one way and splits it back. Oh, but he slips. And I'll bet you that cramp hit him again. Oh man, no, he's up, and he just lost his footing right there, Dave.
David Lieb scrambling.
But I'll tell you what, he had everybody moving our way here to the right, and then just found a crack, cut it back up inside, and a nice run by Lieb. That'll make it 3rd and 8, and he definitely could have gotten some more yardage right there. He was one-on-one with Ezra Osterling and just lost his footing. So 3rd and 8 here. Big play for the Comets early fourth quarter. 10:20 left here. Week 0 Heritage Conference football action on High Top Sports Network. Lieb drops way back. Rolling. Makes a man miss. He's got some room. Lieb still on his feet. And finally brought down around the 30-yard line of West Shamokin. Lieb, the shiftiness, it doesn't look like he's moving all that fast, but he is making guys miss. Eamon Lieb, couple of real nice runs. Oh man, didn't get the first. Oh, so close. Couple of yards the Comets need here to convert a first down as the clock continues to run. Just under 9 minutes, 30 seconds left here in regulation. Lieb in the shotgun. Oh, yeah, it's going to be real close. Oh, the ball's on the ground. It pops out. Let's see who's on top of it. Well, the officials took their time figuring out that holding penalty earlier. And let's see what the call is. Well, that seems to be the consensus in the press box. Again, I'm looking at a wall. I got the screen in front of me, so that helps. But
picked up by West Shamokin. Ball goes on the fumble. First and 10.
Unlucky break right there for the Comets as they turn it over on downs. Turn it over on a fumble, excuse me. Well, Clark in the backfield and still on his feet, but he's not going anywhere. And some quicksand right there. Comet Blue swallowing him up. Clark nowhere to go. And you know what? Maybe let's switch it to the fourth quarter there, Josh. There we go. Oh, face mask penalty on the Comets. Not what you needed right there. If you're Penns Manor, you've had a good stop on Clark there, but all that action around him, well, he kept his feet. Somebody got a bit of the face mask there, Dave, and an unlucky penalty. A couple back-to-back unlucky breaks for the Comets. Yeah, they had that first down there, and you thought the Comets runner was down after the first down, but the ball popped loose. Shamokin came up with it, and right there, just Clark able to hold his footing, and somebody came flying in and just got a handful of that face mask. So 15-yard penalty pushes it up to the Penns Manor 37. Snap. Here's Schwartz. Stiff arm a man right there. Schwartz has the sideline. Oh, bowls over a man, but steps out of bounds. I think that was Lieb, the unfortunate victim right there, as Schwartz tried to.
He couldn't have had much luck.
Oh, man, that was. Whew. Hey, listen, I don't want to take an angle on Lou Schwartz. You get a face full of shoulder, and he's not taking the easy way out and just stepping out of bounds. He's a young man that enjoys the contact. I'll tell you what, pretty good golfer too. When we took him out to Bird's Foot, as you can imagine, he can pound it off the tee.
Oh, I can imagine.
Not always going straight, mind you,
Well,
but
he's going a long way.
the velocity and ball speed. I said, Lou, you don't even need to play a good professional golf ball. I said, you can hit a freaking rock, outdrive everyone. A timeout here on the field. And I didn't get a chance to do this earlier since we were a little behind getting started here due to my delay at Indiana. But this broadcast is copyrighted by High Top Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the expressed written consent of High Top Sports Network is prohibited, and we hope that you enjoy this evening's high school football broadcast right here on High Top Sports Network, wherever you may be watching. We would like to thank our generous sponsors for their continued support of HTSN's coverage of high school athletics. We would like to remind our audience that if you or someone you know is in need of any of our sponsors' goods or services, please do not hesitate to contact them first. It is because of our sponsors' support and believe in HTSN's mission that you are able to view this and every broadcast on High Top Sports Network free of charge. Sometimes people forget, they're getting it for free. Schwartz again hit hard, right? Maybe got a yard right there, but a good hit coming in. Smith and Leisure on the tackle.
Second and 10.
Well, Clark looking for the corner again and wrapped up and dropped by Landon Snyder, but pretty good gainer there by Clark. He's had a couple of those when he's trying to, just those kind of sweeps, Dave, just trying to get out to that sideline, use his speed.
Brings up third down. 3rd and 5.
So 3rd and 5 for the Wolves. Under 7 minutes to play in regulation. Schwartz with Clark to his left. Hard count right there by Schwartz trying to get Penns Manor to jump, but the Comets stay disciplined at the line. Schwartz going to take it himself. Bounces off a man, throws a man to the ground, and Schwartz. Here comes Lieb, and Schwartz with a handful of helmet right there, but Lieb
knocked out by Eamon Lieb.
hung on. Lou Schwartz looking for pay dirt once again. Coming up just a few yards short.
Marked him out at the 7-yard line.
Well, 7, so he's more than a few yards short there, but that puts West Shamokin in prime position to put a big-time dagger into the Comets. 6:35 left in the fourth quarter. First and goal from the 7. Schwartz with Clark to his left. Schwartz, handoff to Clark. He's wrapped up immediately.
Clark, ball carrier 33.
Good tackle right there. Gavin Brugos got in there, and
Stop made by 19, Gavin Brugus.
couldn't see the other number of the guy down low. It was one of the big guys.
Number 40.
Under 6 minutes left. West Shamokin taking their time. Play clock down to 5. Swartz takes the snap. Swartz, he's going all the way around. Little stutter step, still on his feet, pushing forward toward the pylon. And, well, his teammates think he's in. And no signal from the officials, so Swartz comes up a little bit short, about a half yard short. That'll make it.
Takes it down close to the goal line.
Yeah, very close. Well, they're saying about a yard here for the Wolves. Trying to stick it into the end zone here late in this game and salt away a victory in week 0. Swartz pushes forward, hit in the backfield, but it doesn't matter. Swartz stands up, pushes forward. He's into the end zone again for a Wolves touchdown. And that score by Swartz makes it 40-18 in favor of the Wolves. And we'll see. It looks to be Ezra Osterling out there to kick the point after.
Osterling in for the extra point.
And a timeout called on the field by the Wolves. 5:06 remaining. Take a gander over at some. Well, we got a scoring update coming in here.
22, Marion Center 6.
Homer Center up 22-6 over Marion Center. Heritage Conference Week 0 action. Wildcats up on the Stingers in the fourth quarter. And checking in. Oh, wow. Freeport making a little move here in the fourth quarter. 28-14. Yellow Jackets off the schneid there. Indiana had led 20-0 at the start of that final quarter. And Freeport driving, looking down the field. And an incompletion right there for the Jackets. The point after up and no good. Osterling unable to punch it in.
Leads the score Penns Manor 18, West Shamokin 40.
I'm going to guess this one's over, Dave.
I would think so.
49-8, Valley on the board. So the Vikings do get a score. Don't get whitewashed by the Riverhawks. 49-18 there, or 49-8, excuse me. We got 40-18 here. And the Comets have 5 minutes and 6 seconds left. Back to return the kick following the Swartz 1-yard touchdown plunge.
The Potash back to the Comets.
Just a reminder, folks, we will have some volleyball coming up this week. Pack the Park, the only PIAA sanctioned outdoor grass volleyball match. And High Top Sports Network will be there. We Serve First Foundation, the sponsor of that match. Love Tim Toy, a great friend of the network. And the We Serve First Foundation doing just amazing things for young volleyball players, male and female, and getting them to the next level, getting them an opportunity to play club or travel ball if they can't afford it. Tim is one of the most selfless individuals you could ever meet. Is that little short kickoff mishandled, spinning out of a tackle. That was Braden Depp. And he's going to be down around the 38-yard line. So we got some volleyball coming up this week. A lot of our teams open the season. Armstrong, West Shamokin, Freeport, obviously Kiski area taking on Norwin in the Pack the Park match. We'll be down there in Vandergrift. Bring that to you on Tuesday. So make sure stay tuned to the network all week long. Also our social media platforms and find out what we're doing, where we're going to be. Oh, great tackle. My number 73 for the Wolves as the big boy, Connor Gervasoni, sheds his blocker with ease and then wraps up the ball carrier lead for a loss. No, there was he was hanging on to that. So pretty decent loss right there. Well, they got it as a yard, but must have called the forward progress dead.
Second down and 11.
Well, Lieb, a little stutter step back toward the middle of the field. He's tackled around the 42-yard line. Isaac Slay.
Stop. Brings up third down.
Isaac Slay with the tackle there for the Wolves. Oh, man, look at the zoom in there by Wayne Greiser. I told him, I said, if you feel comfortable doing it, go ahead. But, well, you got the official coming over there. I don't know. Well, we got the play clock down to double zeros, but a reset called for by the head official down there on the field. So play clock resets. Lieb takes a snap, quick out. Caught right around the Penns Manor 49-yard line, right around the first down marker and spinning forward for the first down. I didn't hear who caught that. I'm sorry. Did you see?
Update on the score: Homer City 29, Marion Center 6.
Well, the Wildcats score again, extend their lead on the Stingers. Oh, look at Valley getting another one, punching it in there, 49-16. Riverhawks have obviously had the second team in for quite a bit as Lieb makes another man miss. He is deceptive with that ball in his hands. And Lieb, yeah.
Stop made by number 15.
Rolling out, and he cocks it like he's going to throw on the run, and all he's got to do is kind of shake those shoulders. Guys go flying right past him. So you got to give some credit to Lieb. He's done a good job there in the face of, wolves flying at him right and left.
And really, the score doesn't really play on how well Penns Manor has played tonight.
Yeah, it's just tough to slow down Lou Swartz. He has been the runaway train, bullying his way up and down the field, and can't wait to see those final numbers on Swartz because he hasn't thrown much. All his damage has been done on the ground. There's going to be a first down for the Comets. Landon Snyder with the carry, and will move the chains for Penns Manor as we approach 2 minutes left in regulation. Remember, these four teams will be on the network again next week. Armstrong, a big trip down to Aliquippa. See that new stadium down there? Might even bump into an NFL Hall of Famer. They have more than any other high school in America. 3 Hall of Famers out of Aliquippa. It's pretty crazy if you think about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Ty Law, and Darrell Rivas, and Mike Ditka.
And regardless, it'll still be the pit.
Oh, yeah. Always the pit. you're going to either run into a fence or run down over the hill.
From what I saw, it looks like a really nice.
Oh, it looks gorgeous. I've only seen it like aerial shots and photos on the internet. Looking forward to seeing it next week for sure. It's nice that they finally got a facility worthy of that team. Been so dominant for so long.
The final, the Heritage Conference, River Valley 28, Conemaugh Township 7.
Well, River Valley, a final over Conemaugh Township, one of the new members of the Heritage Conference. The River Valley Panthers victorious. I think it was 28-7 score over Conemaugh Township. And that's a final at Armstrong. 49-16, the Riverhawks pounce on Valley for the second straight year. I mean, it looks like a final. There's a bunch of people on the field.
Yeah, I would think so.
And, well, we're playing catch-up here with the Freeport, Indiana game. And that one looks to be
Number 11, Troy Williams.
closing in on a final as well. It's 28-14 Indiana.
28-14 final?
Not yet.
No. Thank you, guys.
So,
Get
got
a
the
message from the tent.
little Indians
If you lost
are
anything, you can go to the tent
looking
and
like
claim
they're
it.
going to kneel on this ball, so it's got to be pretty close to a final. Well, they sneak forward for the first down
Pass is
to
knocked down.
the Little Indians
Number
as
73.
pushing forward there
Connor Gervasoni.
where the Comets. Gervasoni makes that tackle. He's called his name a couple times here in the waning moments of this one, Dave.
3rd and 5 for the Comets.
3rd and 5 here for Penns Manor. 1:29 left. West
3rd and
Shamokin
5 on the 33.
just 90 seconds away from avenging that loss from a year ago. Shutout loss. One that left a sour taste in the Wolves' mouth, that's for sure. They wanted to come in here and play tough, and that will be a final at Indiana as the clock hits triple zeros. The Little Indians defeat the Freeport Yellow Jackets 28-14.
4th and 2
Go
for
back
the
and
Comets,
rewatch that
55.
game here on High Top Sports Network, and you can do that with this one too. In about 60 seconds. 4th and 2 for the Comets, so this could be the ball game if West Shamokin comes up with a stop. And it's, oh boy. Yeah, that might be short of the sticks.
Close, but I think they're going to mark him short. He was close, but they marked it the other way.
Now waiting
Ball
for a
turned over on downs.
final determination here, and it has been made by the men in stripes.
1st and 10 for the Wolves.
Turnover on downs for the Comets, so West Shamokin takes over with 40.4 seconds left in this one. And the Wolves will leave Clymer with a victory in week 0. Lou Swartz, hands down, our High Top Sports Network player of the game. And you got a guy back there behind under center this is too hard to tackle, Dave. I'd love to see the broken tackles number if that were a stat that was kept in high school. I mean, Lou would have been in the 30s. So, little kneel down here for the Wolves. And we got 28 on the game clock, 23 on the play clock, 15
Score Penns Manor 18.
on
West
the
Shamokin 40.
game clock.
Thank you,
Final
Madison
10
Riding
seconds tick away, and the West Shamokin Wolves open the 2023 season with a victory on the road here at Penns Manor. Lou Swartz, the one-man wrecking ball out of the backfield for the Wolves. Wow, lights out. Oh, man, that's like Gateway. They do that too. Oh, man, I definitely had me going right there. I thought the power was going out. I said, here goes all the equipment. But we're good. Pretty cool effect there. Cool effects. We like it.
Yeah, they got color changing light bulbs.
Oh, man, it was, yeah, look at that. Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
So the handshake line here at the 50-yard line. These two teams shaking hands. Mutual respect here between Penns Manor and West Shamokin. Comets loaded last year, put it to the Wolves, and West Shamokin returns the favor tonight. A 40-18 victory over the Comets here in week 0 action. And I love the little guys out there. They always sneak into the end of the high five line. You know, they want to high five the big high school players and wearing their jerseys. You know, they play ball too. So, well, that's just what West Shamokin head coach John McCullough wanted out of his team: a physical presence on the ground, push it forward, make them stop you, just keep running the same thing. And John McCullough played under the legendary Harry Beckwith at Katanning, and that's where I went to school. And Harry was a run until they stop you kind of guy. And he used to say, "Are you coming out for the team?" to me. And I said, "How many times are you going to throw?" And he would just laugh. I was not the type of body that Harry wanted on his team. 6'3", 165 pounds. No, you can go play basketball, kid. But that's Coach McCullough, wing T and tough D. That's the saying. And right now, no. I said to Coach McCullough, bring it back. And he just laughed and he said, well, that would be something to try and bring back the wing T. But you know what? You got some really good runs tonight, obviously out of Lou Swartz. But I really feel like Clark had a nice game too. You know, Henry Clark, 5'8", 170-pound junior. Once he'd get outside and hit those sidelines, Dave, it was, he'd show off the speed and tough to bring down. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Penns Manor. Final score, once again, West Shamokin 40, Penns Manor 18. The Wolves open the 2023 season with a victory. Thank you for tuning in to High Top Sports Network. Thanks also to Carson Boyer Funeral Home and Monuments, Phoenix Physical Therapy, Katanning, and Rural Valley. And, of course, Armstrong Indoor Athletics. Didn't get to talk about them, but we'll do it right now before we sign off. Armstrong Indoor Athletics, located at 138 South Grand Avenue in downtown Katanning, is the premier multi-sport training facility in the region. The newly added turf field can accommodate practices and training for most every sport, including soccer, lacrosse, football, and more. Of course, AIA is a well-established leader in baseball and softball training, and their state-of-the-art facility offers everything you need to help your young athlete take the next step toward success. Be sure to visit Armstrong Indoor Athletics online at aia.team or call them at 724-599-9761 for more information today. Thank you to Armstrong Indoor Athletics. Well, that'll do it for week 0, Dave. I'm sweating like a crazy man. It was a hot one. Not as hot temperature-wise as it has been the past couple of years, but the muggy gonna get you. And again, folks, apologies for taking a little extra time getting this broadcast up and going. As I mentioned when I signed on, got held up at Indiana getting Wayne and Big E set up there, and nobody had an internet password, and it was pandemonium trying to get that set up. Everybody's working out the bugs, like you said. So that delayed me getting here to Clymer. And once we got it up and on, well, you saw the Wolves use that physical running attack to not only open up a big lead, but to also bleed the clock in the second half and salt away a victory over the Comets. Penns Manor Marching Band will lead us out. Thank you for joining us on High Top Sports Network. Make sure to check our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of our social media platforms. Of course, our website, hightopsportsnetwork.com. See where we're at, what we're going to be doing, what schools and sports we'll be covering. As I mentioned, volleyball coming up during the week. And next Friday, at least 4 games. Looking to work maybe a flex game in, Dave. So we'll see. We'll see how the chips may fall. Might have a 5th game on the docket. We'll see. But definitely the 4 that we had tonight. Armstrong, West Shamokin, Freeport and Highlands getting into the mix this year on the network. So make sure you tune in next Friday and every Friday during this 2023 regular season for coverage of those 4 teams. And as mentioned, most likely flex games coming down the line as the season wears on. For Dave Hartman, my name is Josh Reckengoss.